Welcome to episode 3 of TNT. It's Tom and the Tones. It's a Saturday afternoon edition of TNT.
Yes,
Tones,
it is.
how you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
How was?
Just living life.
Yeah, how was? You had to work today. How was that?
Oh, that sucked. That was awful. But I'm here now. I'm not there. I'm not walk around my giant refrigerator that I have to work in all day. So that's cool. No more fish.
You sounded miserable when I was texting you today.
Like you don't realize, like, if you've never worked like in like a retail setting or where you have to deal with customers face to face like all the time, like how fucking stupid people are.
Yeah. Have you heard the song "Everybody Is Working for the Weekend"? Like, that's what I'm doing. You're not. You work on the weekends.
I'm working on the weekends. But next weekend I get a 3-day weekend. That's just how my schedule works out. So that's cool.
And then all your friends are probably going to be working. So you're just going to sit at home and you'll have nothing to do. I never agree with
that's what I do anyway. So, I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, same. Yep. And that's why we can bring you podcasts on Saturday afternoons, is because we don't have many friends.
Absolutely.
Hopefully the listeners will be our friends. So today, since it's a special Saturday show, we are not going to do too many sports. We're just going to talk about the bets that we pretty much lost last night. Not too much winning going on in March Madness last night. We'll save the baseball talk and a little bit of NFL talk for the next show. But we're going to do a little bit of talking about the March Madness and our bets, and then we're going to jump straight into segments. And we have some good segments. We have five segments today instead of 3, but we still have Ask a Gay, and we still have Do You Remember? We have a new segment called Tones Bones, where Tones is just he's got a rant. I don't know anything about it, but
I got a bone to pick. All right, I got a bone to pick.
Yep, Tones Bones. He's got a bone to pick. And then we have a classic 4-pack of questions, and then we will be sending you into your Saturday evenings. So let's kick it off. Last night, Kansas beat Clemson. Nova beat West Virginia. Duke beat Syracuse, which sucked, and I'll touch on that in a second. 69-65 game. And then Texas Tech beat Purdue. So the Elite Eight now stands at Nova, Kansas, Duke, Texas Tech, Florida State, Kansas State, Loyola, and Michigan. I think it's safe to say that nobody fucking saw this coming. It was extreme madness. It doesn't seem to be stopping anywhere. Sister Jean is just wheeling her way to the finals.
I know.
And it doesn't look like anybody's going to stop her. So how'd you do last night? Did you bet anybody?
Yeah, I made a couple of bets, but real quick before we get into that, I just want to talk about Sister Jean and the lack of faith from a nun and making her, what are they, not the Ramblers? No, that was UMBC.
They're the Ramblers.
Okay, they're the Ramblers. So she didn't have them advancing this far in her bracket. Like,
she's a fraud.
Yeah, exactly.
I've said it over and over and over again. She's a fraud.
Sister Jean's a fraud. I mean, you gotta have some faith. I mean, if you're so-called woman of God. But anyway, my bets yesterday, I actually didn't turn out too bad. I basically broke even. I had the first half Nova -3, the first half. That one was a heartbreaker. We were texting about that. That was a tough one. I lost. They were up by 2, so that was close. But then I had the over in that, so that hit. That big game basically was a wash. And then you keep talking about Syracuse all the time, so I was just like, you know what? I got to put some money on them.
I talked too much about Syracuse. I should have shut my mouth and just let it ride. I talked too much game about them beating Duke for too long, and I had a lot of people fall into my trap.
But I didn't too close to the sun. Your wings catch fire, whatever the fucking saying is.
Yep.
But it wasn't all bad because I put 50 on the money line, and then I put it on the spread plus 11, same thing. So I won the spread, which kind of just washed out the other bet. So all in all, I made 4 bets last night, went 2-2.
That's just a fun night.
Yeah,
you put your money on the line, you win it all back. You just had yourself an exhilarating experience of a night.
For free.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, no, I was totally fine with that. So I mean, it was definitely had worse nights gambling.
Goddamn right. I've had an average day at the track today. We'll get to that because it's part of our new segments. I have a bet on the 13 race at Laurel, which is coming up in about like 20 minutes, I think. And I already put the bet down for $25. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn the commentary up, and then you're just going to hear me screaming like a fucking crazy person for about 2.5 minutes tops. I think it's a 7 furlong race. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I bet Syracuse. Thank God. I think we talked about it in the last show. I didn't know what a parlay was. So I was just betting individual games in the money line.
Oh,
So
no.
I was up like, well, first of all, I put like I have $365 sitting in an account for a betting app that you can't cash out on. It was just fake money the whole time. It was fake news.
Wait,
Like,
hold on. You froze for a second, and I missed a lot of that.
all right, what I was saying was I bet on Syracuse the first game, right? And I
Yeah.
also accidentally bet on a few NIT games because I didn't know what I was doing with this original sports betting app. So once I cleaned house on the original Thursday night of March Madness, like all of that was a waste because none of it counted. So that's when I went to bet DSI, and that's when I bet them to beat Michigan State, which I won like $266 from, and a couple other things. But yeah, all that matters is that I had Syracuse, the only thing that I can cash out on. So there's $166 left. So I'm going to cash that out. And I took it to the track today, and I've lost like $19 of it. So we're still up. It's still playing house money, man. It's still a fun little thing.
So hold on. The other one, it was just like a fake site that just basically just takes your money.
I went to the apps on iTunes, and the one that was being promoted is literally just called sports betting. It's a green app with like, it's got a sack of money, a soccer ball, baseball, basketball, and football. And you go in and it
seems legit.
Yeah. And you have to put in like you have to put in your password for your Apple account. So I thought they were just deducting from there. But they were like, I read after I won all my bets, they're like, yeah, no, there's no cash. There's no money. All you will receive is complete consciousness on your deathbed, which
it's just like a dry run kind of.
Yeah. So I didn't even check if they deducted money out of my checking account. I have to get on that, but I doubt they did. But anyway, that was fake news. So
that's fucking stupid. Well,
yeah. So the only money I won was them beating Michigan State in the second round. So which is still nice. Now it's on the line with the ponies. I got a $25 bet coming up in a few minutes, but so we didn't do so well. Anyway, we'll touch up on March Madness coming up, probably after opening day because we're going to bring our baseball stuff back. But we're going to jump right into segments. We're going to have some fun. It's a Saturday.
What do we got
back from work? I've been sitting here. I'm not going to lie. I've been having a couple beers.
Hey, you're an adult. You're entitled to a couple beers.
I am entitled to as many beers as I want. I pay fucking taxes, Tones. All right, we're going to jump right into it. Hit it, Tones. So, do you remember when friend of the program, Joe, my old roommate, my direct roommate, when him and I got caught with a little bit of weed in our dormitory? Do you remember what happened? Don't spoil it. I'm going to tell our listeners.
Why don't you regale us, Tom?
I will regale. All right. So this is what happened. So basically, somebody close to Big Tones used to buy a little bit of weed off of. I was a pot smoker back in college. Who wasn't?
A little bit of a bad boy. A little bit of a bad boy.
A little bad boy. I like that. It's behind me. Sometimes I like to dabble a little bit, but back then I was pretty much a raging stoner, and I still was able to get out of there. But anyway, moving forward, we had I don't know, let's say about an eighth, maybe a quarter in our dorm, and we used to smoke ruthlessly in there, and we were so stupid. We were so cavalier. Like, we just completely forgot that marijuana was against the rules of America, not only St. John. And it was a tight dorm room. It was a shitty dorm. Like, everything was pretty packed together. But the dorm that we had the year before, you could be cavalier. Our pot dealer was upstairs, and you can go pick it up, go downstairs, and the RA said he didn't care. So that was huge. So we brought those bad habits with us to the next year. So anyway, long story short, I love how I'm always going to say long story short, and it's going to be a long story. So anyway, one night, it was after we smoked like a few, things, blunts in our apartment. We get a knock on the door. Joe's in the bedroom, and I'm in the living room watching TV. And I, first of all, I assumed that it was you or somebody else. And I was like, who is it? And they're like, yeah, it's the campus PD. And I was like, oh, shit. So I opened the door, and they're like, hey, you mind if we take a look around? I was like, yeah, come on in. try to play a cash. So as they walk in, the cops break left, and then the RA turns right towards the kitchen. Okay, so there's two sections to go right or left to. And then if you walk directly straight, that's where the bedroom is, and Joe is sleeping with his headphones on, and that's where all the weed is. And also like a basket, like a garbage can filled with Dutch Guts. Okay. So they both split to the left and the right, which is huge. So then I just break up the middle, and I'm just like, Joe, cops are here. And he was like, huh, what do you mean? I was like, the fucking cops are here. This is our lives right now. Fucking catch us. I'm getting kicked out of school because my grades suck, like, and I'm already kind of in trouble, and we need to figure this out. So what it was it was on a desk, right? And it was where you pull out where you'd put a keyboard if you had a PC. So that's where all the weed was. That's where Joe would roll. So I had no choice. I just literally had to push that in, you know, like that's the only move I had. I couldn't pick it up and actually hide it because they were like kind of following me a little bit. So I just pushed it in, and they walked in right behind me after I pushed the drawer in, and they were like, it smells like weed in here. And I was just like, yeah, well, it's not. I started to realize, because I think I actually talked to you, and I said, like, I think we talked like months before, like, what happens if, like, you know, you get caught, like, and it smells, because I think we'd been in that situation before. And then somebody told me, like, as long as they don't catch anything, as long as they don't find actual weed, they can't do anything. And also they can't search your place, like, unless obviously they have like a warrant, you know, you just say like, no, you can't open my drawers and shit. Like, what if there's something completely legal there and I don't want you to see it? But anyway, I pushed the drawer in. The two cops came in with the RA. First cop looks at the garbage can filled with Dutch guts, and he's like, what's that? And I was like, I roll my own cigars. And he was like, immediately like, oh my God, bullshit. This is like a gold mine. You guys definitely do crazy shit in here with weed. But yeah, again, long story short, they never found the actual weed. So we both got called to like the main dude, like, who's in charge of discipline. And Joe and I were talking about it, and we consulted you. And this is where we also were, you know, reminded of the information that if they didn't find anything, then you're good. All they have is the smell of weed and Dutch guts, which is legal.
Right.
And we were like, okay, good. All right. So all we had to do is deny. Just say, nope, it wasn't us. And like, even if he just says, it's like, yeah, it was definitely weed in there, says you have no proof. So we agreed to just deny the entire thing. So I go in first with my meeting with this guy. And he's just like, so what happened? I was like, it was Joe. The whole thing was Joe. The whole thing. His friends came in and they smoked pot all over the place. That's all they did. There was pot everywhere. I didn't do anything.
Son of a bitch.
I was a dick. I feel so bad about it. But my grades were so bad and his were so good. And I knew that, like, they still didn't find anything that he wouldn't get in trouble. And look at us. I mean, this is like 5 years later. We're all good. He's doing well. He's got a great job. It's like it never happened. So it was all worth it. Okay. But he, after I denied the whole thing, he's like, okay, all right, that's fine. So I get out, and then Joe goes in, and Joe sits down. He denies like the entire thing. He's like, so what happened in that room? And he's like, there was no weed. Like, I don't know what they were talking about. It's like, did you smoke weed with your friends like during Made in America when they came to Philly? He's like, nope. Yeah, that's fine. Like, yeah, I heard that you did. He's like, no, I didn't. And he denied everything. So then when we got our punishments, I had to do like one counseling session right next to the dorm that I picked up my weed from. That was right next to the office. Yeah. And Joe had to go to like the cafeteria, which was like a mile away, and had to go there for 2 months.
Oh my God.
And do like extra stuff with like a counselor. I didn't tell him until like a year after we graduated. So it was an ultimate story of betrayal. And
he was like, how come they gave me 2 months and you only got
the whole time he was saying that? I was like, I don't know.
No,
fucking weird. Yeah. But he didn't know until I told him. So do you remember that?
I do remember.
Oh man, yeah, that was bad. I feel every time I tell that story, people are just like, "You're a dick," and I'm like, "Fuck, yeah, I was a dick." I mean, like, I was selfish, but I had to do it. You know,
self-preservation, man.
Self-preservation. That's it. I was the one who had 2 Fs, and he was the one who had straight A's. I was like, they're gonna kick this guy out over weed they didn't find. But if they have any suspicion that it was me, they're gonna kick me right the fuck out. So I had to do what I got to do. All right. So moving on to question number 2, we're gonna go right into Ask a Gay. What do you got, Tones?
So my question has to do with poop.
Poop.
Oh
no.
How do you deal with it? Like, because there's the butt's involved, and,
yep.
And as you know, poop comes out of the butt. Do you ever, like, is there something that you do to prevent poop from coming out, or do you ever have to worry about it? Have you ever experienced it? Like what? Like fill me in on poop.
A special guest, reoccurring guest, Heat just popped in. Yes. So since I came out, I probably had sex with like 6 people. So I've had sex like 6 times. All right. So it's been 6 over a year. The closest I've ever come to that, because it's terrifying, because when you're a top and you're doing all the fucking, they need something. So you got to like eat butts, and I don't do that. It's terrifying because that's where poop comes out of. Yeah. So that doesn't make sense for me until, I feel drunk enough to do it. But I have had to deal with farts after you fucking do it. It's like queefing sort of thing. It's just butt farts. No. And it's a turn off, but it happens a lot.
Imagine
farts. Like once you're done, like this passionate lovemaking session, like this dude's gonna lean over and just rip ass for like a minute. Like, you're just like, you know what? I'll finish when you leave. Just get out of here, because that you just ripped ass. Like, I'm terrified you're gonna fucking erupt like a volcano at Margaritaville.
Like, you ever see Zach and Miri make a porno?
Yeah, that could happen. Like that's why I don't understand it enough, and it gets scary. So that's why technically, like, I mean, pretty much 6 out of 6 times you have to be drunk and be terrified of that stuff. Like, because it is the butt. Its main anatomical, future. I mean, not future. Its actual job is to poop. It's supposed to empty out, your intestines, and it happens. And when the farts start coming, that's when you're just like, all right, I think we should forget about it.
It's like when you hear like the thunder like rumbling in the distance, like as the storm approaches, like those farts are like.
I think we should get it in, boys. Get your golf carts and head back to the halfway house. But yeah, I mean, that hasn't happened, but knowing me,
you have a lot of poop stories, so I'm surprised it hasn't yet.
I mean, I didn't want to be gay, Tones, and I have to be. It's the way that it is, so that just kind of comes with the turf. So I mean, I don't have to worry about getting chicks pregnant, but sometimes I have to worry about poop falling all over the place once we're done banging.
There's pros and cons to everything.
Exactly. That's a good question. I'm happy you asked that. I'm sure our listeners are going to be stoked about it. Thinking about butt fucking and poop. Ask a Gay brought to you by Tom and Tones. Free content. All right. Segment 3. It's a new one. It's a brand new one. It's called Change My Mind. I'm going to have a stance, and I'm going to piss you off with this take. It's going to be a hot take.
Hold on.
Okay.
What is that race starting soon? So I don't want to get all into this and then have to.
That's a good question. My race starts at. It starts in 0 minutes.
We'll get into that then.
Post time means shit. They're going to be walking around. So I'm just going to read the question. And then, you know what? How about, because this is actually going to require some debate. What?
How about this? How about we just wait and I could edit out the part while we're waiting?
We could edit this whole entire thing out right now?
Yeah. I could just cut it out. So let me just write down the time.
Everything right now is a cut time.
18:30 something. Okay. Cut. All right.
So we're on free time right now.
Oh yeah.
All right. That was a greasy Ask a Gay question. That's gonna be gross for our listeners.
That's why, like, the first time I said, like, oh, gaydar, like, I didn't want to jump right into that,
Yeah, but nobody asked these questions.
I was just, like, at work the other day, and that popped into my head, and I was just like,
yeah.
It's a good Ask a Gay question.
Well, I mean, like, it could act as a plunger sort of thing. Like, I mean, that's why it's terrifying. Like, I think too much during sex, too. It gets scary. But, yeah. What do you think about the 4-pack of questions? Did you get a chance to look over those?
Yeah. Yeah, let me look at them again because I kind of forgot. Another Jurassic Park one. That one should be interesting. Where's the other ones? The jerking off one. I've never been caught, so I mean, I'm sure you have a story. I got a pretty good one for the blackout though. I got a couple actually I could use now.
Nice.
I remembered the one in Florida, but then I remembered one from St. Joe's, so I'm gonna go with that one.
Awesome.
And then I mean the challenge is a classic.
Yeah, that's a classic. And I have you thought about that? That's fun to think about.
Yeah, I think I have my order. Obviously you got to go 6 miles.
I'm gonna save my shit for later.
Okay.
Excuse me. Are you jealous that I get to smoke cigarettes inside my house?
Absolutely. I have to drive around to smoke cigarettes.
Yeah, I bet that's what I had to do when I lived with my parents. It was the worst. It's the best when they're just like, all right, we're going to church. It's like, all right, I was sin.
Yeah. No, every night I'll like drive around for like 20 minutes and just like chain smoke 4 cigarettes.
Yeah. I love like when I have a cigarette and I have this microphone. I feel like such a classic like radio DJ. It's like coming to you next is the Rolling Stones. It's Wild Horses.
Might just leave all this in.
No. Jersey's Rat Radio 95.9. The Rat.
The Rat.
The Rat rocks. Practicing my radio DJ voice. There is a snowstorm at Turfway Park. I didn't bet on this. I bet on Laurel. We're going to Golden Gate. For some reason, this race is taking fucking forever. I think I'm just gonna bet. I'm gonna bet on Golden Gate. Make it easy.
Okay.
2. I just gotta look at the horses. 2 looks fantastic. I can't actually now. I already bet like all my money on this. No, I can't. I have to wait. We have to wait. I'm sorry. We have to wait for Laurel Park. I'll tell you what I do. I'm gonna go to the Laurel Park video stream on my phone to see where they are, to see how close they are to fucking. All right, so they're walking around. So we're getting close. Okay. Yeah, it should be like I accidentally exited the app. It should be about 2 minutes. 2 minutes until I say green light.
Okay.
We can have like an outtakes.
Who's going to listen to that?
People who enjoy the content that we put out.
Who enjoys the content?
No, well, nobody yet.
No,
somebody soon.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. My back is ready to go out any day now. I feel it.
Do you drive a forklift around there or?
No, I'm not certified. We don't really need it in seafood. So
yeah.
It's like, because I'm pretty sure if you have it, like you get paid more. It's like they're just so cheap they don't even want.
Well, they'll work you more though if you know how to ride a forklift. Like that's how it was in the place that I used to work. I got my forklift certification. It was a huge mistake.
Yeah, that's another thing. I don't trust myself.
Yeah. Well, we worked in a very wide open warehouse. You guys are tight, and there's a lot of receiving going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's always, bro, every time I walk into an aisle, I got to, like, you look both ways like you're crossing the street. Like,
yeah. So do the customers.
Oh, they're so fucking stupid. And the best is, like, there's times where they're just, like, standing there, like, looking at something, and they'll, like, see that there's, like, a forklift behind them trying to get through. And they'll just, like, stand there, like, yeah, I'm just not going to move.
Yeah.
And they're holding up traffic.
I've waited in those lines to check out product, and I've sat there for hours. Somebody buying a whole restaurant's worth of food.
There's this one chick that works in receiving. She's this big black lesbian. It's funny. You remember the bumper sticker I sent you? It was like, I'm so gay I can't even drive straight. Yeah. That's her.
That's her.
And absolute menace on the high lows, just like all over, always bumping into shit. Like when her name is China. When China's fucking,
is it with a Y?
No, it's not. It's her name's like Chanika or something, but they just call her China. Yeah. It's like she's an absolute menace. There's just like anytime she's on any kind of motorized thing, like, and the bumper sticker makes. Yeah, the bumper sticker makes sense now because like I've seen her drive like a scooter or like a high-low, and it's just like it's scary. She's almost hit me multiple times. Like where I'll just like be walking and like behind her, and I assume that like because she's just sitting there, and I'll assume that like if she's gonna back up, she'll just like look and see me
Yeah.
there and not move, but then she'll just start backing up and won't even look. I'm like, wow.
All right, we got the 2 minute warning. They're lining up to the gates.
All right, you want
Oh
to?
well, oh fuck, this is gold. This is Golden Gate. Nope, we still have to wait. Sorry, I'm really sorry about this. We should have just went on with the segment.
You busted my balls.
Yeah, I'm sorry
It's all
because
right.
minute to post is now, but sometimes things get delayed. You know, because I bet in that track before they had to look at instant replay on my trifecta for like 25 minutes, so things get pushed back sometimes. Where in New York do you live, by the way?
I live in Westchester.
Westchester's. Oh man, that's where that's like where my family in law, if that makes sense, lives.
Okay.
My brother's wife's entire family. They go
Do
to
you
the.
know, do you know what town?
Where's the nearest Amtrak stop? It's like
There's one in New Rochelle.
yeah, that's where they live. Because
Okay.
it's right near the Westchester Golf Club.
Okay. Yeah, actually, I went to high school in New Rochelle. I own a
Yeah,
prep.
New Rochelle. That's where I got off on the Amtrak, and it was like a 10-minute cab.
Okay.
So yeah, her uncle is a billionaire, like with a B, no joke.
Yeah, really? Yeah, New Rochelle's got some money in the right parts. You go to the other parts, there's not much money.
He hosted the after party at their wedding, and he owns like 4 houses of land, and like it was wild. Like
I can imagine.
the dad from Even Stevens is one of the brothers of my brother's dad-in-law's.
I think you told me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's the least successful of the 4 of them. Like my brother's dad-in-law is a CEO of a company. Then it's the billionaire. Then it's Tom Virtue, who was the dad from Even Stevens. Then it's some other guy who's extremely successful. There's so much money there.
That's wild.
We never get to see Brian anymore because he gets to go play golf with them all the time on these nice courses. Golden Gate just finished. The 4-1.
Are you watching? Where are you watching that on? You have the
TVG.
Okay, that's the one with LaDuca's on.
He is sometimes. He's not on there today. TVG is just like, yeah, it's all around the country coverage.
With that, you could probably do like 24/7 if you go like international horse races and shit. You probably just.
I think they do, but that's when you get fucked. If you become a degenerate and like you just look at the horses on the app and you bet it, like you like the odds and you see his numbers, and you lock yourself in. All of a sudden, like the race shows up and they're on the chariots, and you're like, "What the fuck is this? This is gladiator horse racing. I don't want to bet on this."
Yeah, I was this kid I used to work with, and he was just like, "Yeah, you really know you got a gambling problem when you're up at 3 a.m. betting on the KHL."
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Laurel, get us to Laurel. What are these guys doing? Yeah, so I won. I'm down 237. I'm down $12.
It's not bad.
It's not bad. Everything is riding on this one.
Damn. I've been sitting here for 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's just carry on. I'll let you know when it doesn't look like it's. You know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to bet Santa Anita because this is a guarantee.
Is that the next one?
Yeah, this is the one that they're like featuring right now. So let me just make my bet. Better look at these horses. I'm going to put $50 down.
Ooh.
This is going to be a big race.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully the one that we don't see, we win. Because that was a $20 one, but this is going to be a big one. And it's going to be to win. Oh, look at that too. I don't know what this is like. I told you. Whoa, Wampus. The 4 at Santa Anita named Wampus. That's
Wampus.
definitely a winner. We got to see the rest of them, but Wampus is right now is incredible. I think I might go Wampus. $5-1. I love Wampus. We're gonna go Wampus.
All right.
The whole fucking thing. Oh my god, my bank account just jumped up to 102.50. I think I won that race. I won that race, I think. Oh no, I accidentally just entered in $50 twice.
Ooh, you better win this one.
Yeah. I'm so confident with Wampus. There's the 8 horse. I'm not confident with anybody who's come out after Wampus.
All right. Let me know when to end the cut cycle or whatever.
Yeah, everything right now is going to be cut. I'm going to put $100 on Wampus to win.
It's aggressive.
It's in the bag. It's in the bag.
Well, you said it was 5-1?
5-1. I'm telling you, man. Wampus. We're going Wampus. All right, so we'll focus on that. So that they're still trotting out there. So we have time for we'll do change my mind.
Okay.
I think we can get it in.
All right.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Give me a segment. I mean, a little. All right. Sorry about that technical difficulties. We are working to try to make the horse race that we're betting on work, and for some reason, the Laurel Park race that I bet on is taking forever. So we're just going to jump right into the segment real quick before the next race that I have. It's a big one, but it's called Change My Mind. It's an opinion that I have. I stand by it, but I want you to try to change it, Tones. So change my mind. This is going to piss you off. I think rap is terrible. I think it's garbage. I think all of it is terrible. I mean, the only rap that I listen to is probably like Public Enemy. There's like one song because it's got a heavy ass guitar in it. But I think there's no way that a person from, the background of loving rap can say like, this is the stairway to heaven of rap. This is a classic. This is like game changing. It's all crap. None of it is actually like long lasting. It's just people who fucking want to be cool. They want to listen to rap and picture in their mind when they're drunk, like, this is what it's like to be the man. This is what it's like to be cool. Like, no, fuck that shit. I'm not listening to it. It sounds terrible, and I don't like it. So please, Tones, change my mind.
Well, first of all, you're racist. No, I'm just kidding.
That's not nice.
Just kidding. No, I mean, listen, I know it's not for everybody. But me personally, in this day and age where everyone is identifying as, something like guys are identifying as girls, vice versa, I identify as a 35-year-old black man. That's just the way I feel, the way I think. In the music I listen to, I mean, through high school up until college was a lot of like real old school, like Biggie, Tupac, Wu-Tang.
I've heard all about him. I don't see it. I've listened to him too. And it's some of the big, I mean, I didn't like anything that Tupac put out, but some of the stuff that Biggie put out was pretty sweet. Like I will say that like the Biggie stuff was like, whoa, this guy's badass.
Biggie was more of like that kind of, like his songs were more like songs you play in the club, kind of that, like that kind of Tupac. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Tupac was more of a, talking about social issues, talking about, he's got a song, Hey Mama, where he's talking about his mom raised him alone, like doing crack and shit, like whatever. Like, that's the thing about rap is obviously, you go through any time period in music, any genre, there's going to be a lot of shit in there.
Well, is there any rap that's out there now that's like that?
What, like Tupac?
Like really creative like that, yeah. Like what really means like it really serves a purpose, because every time people try to change my mind on rap, they show me Future, and that guy doesn't. He doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I like Future personally, but he's not that kind of.
How do you like that? He doesn't make any sense. It's all just rambling.
Because it's just a vibe. Like Future, like this new rap, it's just like it's the beat. It's like how it makes you feel, how it makes you move. Like you just gotta. But I'm not even talking about that. Like honestly, if you want to find good rap like that now, you gotta look because it's not on the radio. All that shit on the radio is you got little Yachty, little Uzi, little Pump. First of all, no, I'm not even gonna get into that. All the littles, stupid fucking name. But you gotta look at Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole. I like Post Malone. He's kind of different. I feel like
I've seen that guy. I've never heard him. I never heard a song by him. I've seen him.
I feel like you might like him because I mean he does the rap, but he could sing and he also plays the guitar every once in a while. Like there's videos of him like on stage, like playing like Nirvana songs and shit. Like he gets down, but
where does Public Enemy like lie on the best of all time when it comes to rap? Because that's really all I know when it comes. Like that's on my Spotify list. Like I love like 4 or 5 songs of Public Enemy.
I mean, Public Enemy, like they're definitely, up there with
like NWA.
Right. Like if you listen back now, a lot of it might not translate. Like it might not play as well, but it's more what they did for rap and how they kind of popularized it and made it more mainstream. So in that sense, they're definitely important. But like, I don't really listen to much Public Enemy, to be honest.
Look at that.
Listen to more rap than I do, Tom.
Look at that.
No, but I mean, and like you look at rock. I mean, a lot of it is the guitar, the drums,
shredding guitar.
Yeah,
it's the heat.
Excuse me, shredding the guitar. But some people, listen to a rap song and they like the beat, just the same way you like a guitar, you like the drums. Like, music is anything that you listen to that makes you feel good, makes you feel not even necessarily good, makes you feel something. So it's and there is, like I was saying, there's a lot of rap out there right now that sucks. I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen to a lot of the new shit, but there are a couple people still out there that are making good music. You just got to find it.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you're not going to change my mind on this. I mean, I guess it's just the way that I can't stand it. I mean, it's just I need to have like loud guitar, and if it doesn't have that, then I'm not going to listen. And I'm not just singling out rap. Like country, I hate too.
I hate country also.
Yeah, country is the same shit. It's just like, I'm from the South. I got a pickup truck, and I love the American flag. And I got a gun and a beer and a girl. It's pretty much how that always goes. Exactly, but. Yeah, you're not going to change my mind on it, but I will maybe off air talk to you and say like, hey, should I like just go down a Biggie Smalls like rabbit hole of
I
music?
think you should.
And if I can see myself getting into that, but I mean, like you brought up Kendrick Lamar, like I don't think I'm going to be able to do that. I'm going to sit there and just be like, man, this is so bad. It reminds me how good of how good Metallica is.
Yeah, I mean Kendrick, I like more of his older stuff. His newest album. Actually, his newest album was pretty good, and his last album won all awards and shit. But like, I don't know, he's at the point now where he's supposedly like his albums are so musically like well put together. But like, I'm not a musician, so I don't get that. I don't like pick up on like little things that I'm sure he does when he's like post production, whatever. So, but I mean, a lot of his earlier stuff. I mean, I don't know. For me, it's about the lyrics too. I mean. For someone like Eminem, my favorite rapper of all time, for someone like him, there's nobody better at telling a story while not making it sound appealing. Like just the way he words it, like the way he manipulates his words, like words that shouldn't rhyme, he can make rhyme like that. Just like the way he says it.
And I respect Eminem too. He's got the songs where there's a lot of pop in them. Like, Rihanna and stuff, those songs are really good to me. But when it comes to straight rap, like, I'm not sure. But the race, by the way, is about to start, so I have to stop. So it's Sanity to Race 8, and I got the 4-horse Wampus. So I'm going to turn the sound up. There's Wampus going into the gates now. Wampus!
Ride coming up and D way to go.
Okay, we're just going to let her ride.
A wagering point covering the top 3 in the market.
Here comes the 9 getting to his spot.
And for My Princess Taylor.
Come on, Wampus. We're all in on Wampus. I have $100 on Wampus. I can't afford to lose this. This is 5-1. Racing. Here we go.
D-Way to go and Venice
it's a bad
quickly
start,
into
it's a bad
stride with
start.
Kalimonko action. And
Okay, he's back.
Princess
Yeah, it's fine.
Taylor,
Come on,
Heather's
Wampus.
Wish is showing some speed. And so is Mongolian the Humor. Wampus now dropping back next to last.
Come on, Wampus.
Trailer is Ride Lady Ride. D-Way to go as the leader from Kalimonko action on the inside of Mongolian Humor. Venice and wider out My Princess Taylor surging forward within a length of the lead. Venice now fifth at the half
It's not
mile.
good.
Couple of lengths then to Ride Lady Ride.
He's still around, but it's not looking good. He's all the way in last, but we're coming around the final turn here. Second to last turn.
And it's D-Way to
Okay,
go
he's
on
gonna
the
make his move
outside,
now.
taking a narrow lead from Kalimonko action. My Princess Taylor coming into
Fuck
it
you, My
strongly.
Princess Taylor.
3 lengths
You have
after
no
Venice,
chance.
covering
Wampus is coming. His final
Mongolian
odds are
Humor
6 to 1, by the way.
5/16 to go. Then
It's be
Heather's
$600
Wish inside,
win.
Ride Lady Ride. And
Come on,
Wampus at the
Wampus.
rear. My Princess Taylor and D-Way to go are the two leaders as they swing for home in front of Kalimonko action.
Final stretch.
4 lengths ahead of Mongolian
Come on, Wampus.
Humor. Heather's Wish, Venice is next at the 8th pole, and My Princess Taylor draws clear of D-Way to go. Kalimonko action, Mongolian Humor next, and Wampus getting into 5th.
Come
But
on,
it's My
Wampus.
Princess
Come
Taylor
on.
in front. She travelled boldly throughout, and My Princess Taylor runs away
No.
to give Peter Miller a training double.
Nope.
Mongolian Humor and
Wampus came in 4th.
Sound like he
That's
was
racing horses. That was bad. That was a bad bet. I just lost a lot of money there. That stunk. I shouldn't have done. It's not normally what I do, but I wanted to make it exciting for the show.
Think of it as an investment.
It was free money. It was my Syracuse money that I had. So now I'm at $66 now that I walk home with if I stop betting today. So I'm still up.
At the end of the day, it could be a tax write-off because it's for, business purposes.
That's true. Once we
Yeah.
start making money, I'm going to write that down.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to move right on to the next segment. It's called Tones Bones. It's a brand new segment. I don't know what it's about, but Tones has a
Bones.
rant that he wants to fucking let loose right now. So go ahead. What's your bone to pick, Tones?
I got a bone to pick. So, actually, I have a lot of bones to pick, but I'm going to keep it on one right now because I don't
How many bones would you estimate you had to pick?
probably 3 or 4,
Oh.
if we're being honest. But a lot of them have to do with work and my job. So I don't want to start naming companies and naming people, whatever. So I'll leave that out.
Just
But I'm going to use that
So-
to fuel my bone picking. I don't even know what word.
rant.
I'm starting already. I'm starting to get all animated. Okay, so I'm at work, and as I was saying before, I work in a giant refrigerator all day. I'm on my feet, always doing shit, and I only get a 15-minute break and a 30-minute lunch. Right. So the other day, got my 15-minute break. I walk into the bathroom. I got a shit.
So that's how you spend your break. You take a shit.
Sometimes. Usually I can't shit. I can't shit until I walk in my door because my body's just trained that way. But sometimes, you gotta go. So walk into the bathroom, walk into the stall, and I look down, the seat's wet. All right. So take a little paper towel, wipe it down. As I'm turning around to go, pull my pants on, whatever, the automatic flusher flushes. I have no problem with that. The only thing is, this flush is so aggressive that it splashes more water up onto the seat.
Jesus Christ.
So what do? I turn back around. I grab some more toilet paper. I wipe it down again. I turn around again. What happens? It fucking flushes again. There is no worse feeling when you sit down to take a shit and your ass is wet. Who the fuck made this toilet with such an aggressive flush? I don't understand.
They
And then
probably had to make that investment from prior employees. Like sometimes people take humongous dumps that toilets can't handle. That's why you have to get that industrial flush. That's why most businesses have that. But I guess yours splashes up, which I
Splashes
can see
everywhere.
happening very easily. I think I have seen it before, but usually there's good lighting so I can get the water off the seat.
But this is what I'm saying is I saw it, it splashed up and I wiped it up. Every time, just the act of turning my body around, it flushes again. So I was I just wiped it down and it's dry, and then I turn around to
It's an automatic courtesy flush. That's what it is. That's what it sounds like.
Well, it's not very courteous to make me walk around with a wet ass all day.
Hey, sometimes you just got to sit down and it's
Listen,
water shoots up as shit comes out.
like I said, I work in a giant refrigerator, so I'm walking around with a wet ass in a giant refrigerator.
Oh no.
That's how you get sick. That's how you get sick. I'm not trying to get sick.
What is it like the poop water freeze in your butt? Like
Well, it's just like if you're wet and you're cold and you're sitting there and all of a sudden you
feel
start
it.
sniffling. Yeah, you know,
you
it's
feel
like
it,
if
yeah.
you're colder, like it just lowers your like they say, like if you fall into like a frozen lake, you got to take all your clothes off.
I got a
It's like
rant.
it's wet.
I'm gonna do a little interruption rant right here. Back
Okay,
when I had to
alright.
work at a warehouse,
So a little Tom's Tones bones.
a little Tom Bones. Yes, exactly. So some guy was trying to get a full drum of onion juice off the top shelf in the freezer, and it was 600 gallons, and he fucked it up, and the whole thing fell, and onion juice fell everywhere, and then immediately froze. And he was like busy because he's the one who has to go gather product and then weigh it out in the scale and then get it ready for production. So like I was kind of just a bitch boy in shipping and receiving. So he's just like, yeah, can you do me a favor and clean this up? The 600 gallons of onion juice froze on the freezer. So I had to close it, get a massive jacket and salt, like, and like chip away for 4 hours and sit in a freezer. All because that asshole doesn't know how to work a fucking forklift. Yeah, that's my fucking rant. Now keep going if you still have some more rants to go.
I mean, the only other thing that
Yeah, the bone that you got to pick.
the other bone that I got, it's kind of unrelated, actually totally unrelated, but just watching these March Madness games, like college basketball sucks.
Yeah.
Like I get the whole exciting, especially when you're betting on it, like, you know, the whole, you know, anything could happen, whatever. I get that. But like the actual quality of play is awful. Like every time these guys, I don't get it. Like the first thing they teach you when you're a kid is don't pick up your dribble. And these guys just sitting at the top of the key, they dribble and they just pick it up, and all of a sudden they're trapped. It's like,
well, this is arguably the most pressure that these kids will be under, like in
I
their
get that,
basketball careers. Like,
but it's
when
not
they're playing
even
this.
it's not even just the tournament, like even just regular season games. Like they're
Well, who
always
watches regular season college basketball?
like I don't, but like every once in a while I watch like a St. Joe's game if they're good, which they usually aren't. But it's just
I
like
would never, like, unless I had nothing to do and it was on, I'd watch St. Joe's. But
some
like,
people do. Some people say they like college basketball better than NBA.
and
which is
Coley
ridiculous.
from Barstool says the same thing. He says like he hates he's like one of the only people who hates March Madness because he's all for quality of play. But I mean, like, without March Madness, you can't have like cool bets like I do with Syracuse and then totally clean up and have free Saturdays at the track, you know?
No, listen, I mean, March Madness, I'm not going to knock March Madness because there's nothing like it. Those first
It's
4
not a
days.
great system to determine the best team.
No, not at all. But it's fun to watch. Like anything can happen. Like we seen that this year. It's madness.
It was
madness.
Complete fucking madness. Absolutely. And I mean, I agree. That's a good rant. I mean, like, I don't like basketball that much, but I love March Madness because of the gambling aspect to it. And it's the one time that you can just fall in love with the team for no good reason at all.
Yeah.
And bet some money on it and like have no idea what you're betting on and just like fall in love with like a, you know, because they're a sweet name of a team. Like if you're like the Spartans or if you're
Stephen F. Austin, Stone Cold.
yeah, like things like that. You know, like I mean, that's where it's fun, but like it's definitely not a great way to determine the best team. You know, it's like if Alabama football had to deal with the system, they wouldn't have as many championships as they have now.
Nick Saban would have somebody murdered if that's how he had.
You'd have a full on like playoff system like this. But yeah, that's our 5 segments. We're gonna move on to a 4-pack of questions now. The first of the 4-pack of questions: if Jurassic Park existed, would you visit it? Why don't you go ahead, Tons?
I think I would.
Ooh.
I think I would.
A lot of security problems.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's. I mean, they've made enough movies about it. But like, I think it'd be kind of cool to see a dinosaur. Like, I don't know. Like, call me crazy. And to be fair, I did when I was a kid. I did watch the VHS of Jurassic Park so much that it actually broke. Like, I used to love that movie, but like, I don't know. It'd just be cool to see a fucking dinosaur. Like, I know there's a very good chance you'll die.
Which dinosaur would you most like to see?
From far away, I'd love to see a T-Rex.
Very far away. You don't want to go to.
No, absolutely not. Very far away. What about you?
I mean, it is a must-see dinosaur.
Oh,
If
absolutely.
I mean, you gotta go see the T-Rex.
I heard something the other day that the T-Rex like didn't actually roar, but there's a good chance that it sounded like a chicken.
Whoa. Do you know? Actually, I know. I saw this on the internet a long time ago. The sound effect for the T-Rex from Jurassic Park was actually a mashup of an elephant and a dog.
Hmm.
That?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's like a dog barking, an elephant doing his thing in it, and then I think the third thing is a lion or a tiger roar. That's how they mash that up and make that the T-Rex sound. So that's what everybody instinctively thinks the T-Rex sounds, but I could easily see it sounding like a fucking kitten.
Yeah. I would also like to see what's it called? A Triceratops. I don't know. They just look cool. They got those big plates on the head. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe a raptor.
Yeah, I wouldn't go. I mean, if they did exist, I'd be pumped to know that, like, you know, good on us for knowing like history from billions of years ago. But like, yeah, there's security issues they had 3 movies to clean it up, and it just never worked. I mean, you got people. I think it was the third one where the guy parasails into it and like loses his dad, and then he gets lost in the island, and they got to go save him. But first of all, the fact that dinosaurs are just existing, and this guy got lost on an island, this kid got lost on an island of dinosaurs, and nobody's looking after it, is ridiculous.
Yeah. Why? First of all, why would you even parasail near an island like that? Like,
we're forgetting like Jurassic Park is right there. This is fucked. Like,
yeah.
I don't remember the Lost World that well, other than like, you know, the bus scene where it's hanging off of a cliff. I don't.
Well, that's when they like. Did they like bring one onto the mainland and there was like the T-Rex running around the city or something?
Yeah,
Jeff Goldblum was chasing him.
Mm-hmm. That was the Lost World. Yeah. So like, I mean, like with dinosaurs running rampant like that, you'd think that a government entity would be keeping tabs on something like that. You can't just be parasailing with your father-in-law and all of a sudden, like, you know.
Well, to be fair, it was by like Costa Rica, so like there's not much of a government presence.
The regulations are completely not up to date.
But like, did you see the new ones with Chris Pratt or the new one?
No. Once Spielberg wasn't behind the camera, I wasn't.
It was good.
Interested. I stopped after 3.
Good. I liked it. It was pretty good. I mean, I thought it was better than the second one for sure.
I saw people going to Jurassic Park, and then I saw a security breach, and then many people dying. That's what I saw based on the trailer.
But
I didn't even see the movie.
The way it was like if the actual. Like if they actually got it up and running, because the first one was like kind of like a trial run, like they brought the paleontologist in and shit to like see if it was like authentic. At this point, it was like a full on amusement park,
right? So
like these things are running loose, and there's like people everywhere, and it's mayhem. So it was pretty cool, and I like Chris Pratt. He's cool too.
Yeah, but like I just don't get security. You know, I mean, like you got dinosaurs that fly. You know, you have massive Patosauruses walking around. You know, those big guys that are as big as like, you know, the Empire State Building almost, like, you know, those huge guys. How do you contain that? I mean, like, yeah, they're friendly. They only eat plants, but then you know, a T-Rex all of a sudden escapes prison or whatever, and dinosaurs get loose like they always do in those movies, and then you die. There's no point. I'd rather just see it on YouTube from afar. I don't like to travel to begin with. If I want to travel, I'm going to go to Florida and call it a day. That's what I call a vacation.
You know, it's pretty cool is in the new one, they actually like genetically engineered like, I don't know why they did this. This was the dumbest thing that they could have ever done. They genetically engineered like the most dangerous possible dinosaur. Like, they gave them all like the most dangerous, like the most vicious traits from every different dinosaur, and they made this one. And he's the one. Yeah, terrible idea. I mean, especially after what happened in the past, you think they would have learned somewhat of a lesson, but. So he's just running around causing mayhem, and spoiler alert, at the end of the day, like the T-Rex comes and kills that guy and saves the day.
So the T-Rex was the good guy?
T-Rex was the good guy. Yeah, it was a little twist at the end. You know, it was cool.
You know who the bad guy is in Jurassic Park? Is the fucking raptors. Those little shits.
Yeah.
Those things. I learned a lot about dinosaurs in Jurassic Park because the raptors are the ones you have to fucking worry about.
Yeah. No, it was pretty crazy because Chris Pratt in that movie was like, he like trained the raptors. Like that was his job at the amusement park. Was he like trained them, and that actually like saved him. Like at one point, he was surrounded by the raptors, and he was like, "No, I'm your father." Yeah, it was the raptor's name was Blue because had a little blue streak down the head. He's like, "Blue, don't you remember me?" And he's like got this little clicky thing that like makes him. I don't know. It was cool. It was a good movie, and they come out with another one, which looks pretty crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know how many times they're gonna try this dinosaur amusement park.
Yeah, and you'd go, you crazy asshole. I'm not going. Tones is going.
Well,
that's
listen,
the end of that.
I'd be in a movie. You wouldn't be. So I mean,
he'd be the guy who dies in the movie. You go there, and then all of a sudden there's a security breach, and then you die. So moving on from Jurassic Park, we got our second question of a 4-pack of questions. Have you ever been caught jerking off? I think I touched on this the last episode. I have several fucking times, and I'm hesitant to talk on it, but I will. I will today because it's Saturday, and we have fun on Saturdays.
I never have been caught in the act.
Never red-handed.
Never red-handed. Came close a couple times, but I have, like when I was younger, I have left stuff in my history that just kind of, yeah. So, but yeah, I'm sure you have. So let me hear your story that you humping.
Which one?
Humping stuffed
teddy
bears or whatever.
Three times by my mom.
Oh my God.
Yeah, straight up, butt ass naked humping pillows. In the last episode. Like I was such an aggressive kid. Like I would do my homework. I was never allowed to have a TV in my room because my grades were never that good. So I always had to do homework. So my mom would always try to keep tabs on me when it came to my homework. And my door, the biggest thing is that my door didn't lock. The lock on my door broke, and I told my mom a million times, but she was like stoked about the fact that my door didn't lock. Yeah. And I wasn't allowed to do that. So I had to play with fire like that. So like the first time was butt ass naked humping a pillow, and I thought she was like taking a nap on the couch, and all of a sudden she just walked in. I was like, "God!" Second time was pretty much the same thing. Third time was behind the computer, like full on the ground. Like, those pillows that are like thick and they got the armrests. Like kind of thing. Yeah, that was when I got that thing for Christmas. I mean, forget about it, game over. So it was that. I was all fours behind the bed. And she was like, "What are you doing?" But the worst part about those 3 times, I mean, I think it was the first time or second time when I came down, and like most parents would just like forget it never happened and just be really awkward. But she was like, "What was going on up there?"
That makes it so much more awkward.
Yeah, exactly. It's just the nerve for her to ask was ridiculous. It was a big teaching moment for me. But
let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
How come you just never took the pillow into the bathroom or maybe learned how to jerk off like a normal person?
I was set in my ways earlier. I mean, I was like, it's the reason why I'm a Bucks fan. My 10-year-old self made all my decisions for me. And I'm 26 now, and I'm still dealing with the things that I committed to as a 10-year-old. I mean, it took me, like I said, in the last episode, it took me a while to correct how to masturbate. Humming pillows all the way through college. And that was a long time ago. That was just how I did things.
But I'm still confused. Like, do you is there a hole in the pillow, or are you just?
So what I did. I take
fold the pillow over.
Yes, I would take. I had 2 pillows: the one I slept on and the one that I didn't sleep on. So the one I didn't sleep on would be on top of the pillow that I did sleep on, and then it would be reoccurring guest, the heat. You stack them together so that way it's yay high. It's enough so that way you don't have to completely lay down and you just hump that to submission, and then you just blow your load all over the fucking face of the pillow, and you flip it over on the other side, and then you just worry about it for another day. That's when Flora comes by and she just takes care of her business while I'm at school, and I never heard about it from her, but I'm sure she was just like, Jesus Christ, this is blowing loads all over his bed, and I gotta fucking clean it. Like, this is ridiculous.
It's a little fucking asshole.
Plus half the shit pants I had to throw into the hamper.
You're just leaking out of everywhere.
She's just like, this is a nightmare job.
Just shitting
behind the scenes
everywhere.
She's like, but I can't say anything. I'm not here legally kind of job sort of thing. That's how most housekeepers are. Flora fled the country when Trump got in the office. We haven't heard from Flora since. I think she fled back to Peru to avoid it. But the other time I got caught jerking off was by shout out our older roommate Mackenzie. He walked right in. He was always all over the place with his stories. Like, yeah, I'm going to be at class from 4:15 to 6:30. I was like, that gives me a nice window to watch an entire session of porno and then finish off a whole film. Yeah, exactly. Just really take my time and find a film that I want to dedicate my time to. And that time though, I had already moved on from pumping pillows, and it was straight up just jerking off. I moved on to socks. I used socks to jerk off, and I stood up, and he walked into a dark room while I was there, and he just said, "Hey, what's up?"
Just totally naked, just like a sock.
Yeah. Yeah.
You ever watch Arrested
He was
Development?
just like, holy shit, what was going on? What the fuck do you think was going on in there again? You dick, you told me to be in class till 6:30.
You ever see Arrested Development?
Yeah, most of the episodes. Why?
Tobias is the never nude, and he always has like the jean shorts on. He's never naked. And, like there's the one episode he takes them off, and he just has the sock. He only has the sock on. He still won't take that off.
There was. Speaking of that, there was one time, actually, and I don't think I've ever told anybody this. I got away with this. No, this isn't that bad. Yeah. I was jerking off, and I finished, but I forgot to take the sock. Like I had it, and it, like I forget what happened. I was just like done. But once I closed my jeans and tightened my belt, the sock was still hanging out over it. So I sat down on the couch, and like everybody was home when we were watching TV, and like I just like casually looked down and realized that the sock was still hanging out, and I was just like in an instant panic. Like, oh my God, nobody's seen this yet. And like, I just have the sock hanging out. Like, so they see it. So I just like started acting like a crazy person, just like, hey, what else is on TV? He's like, what do you mean what else is on TV? Like, watching this very big, important sports game. I was like, yeah, I gotta go do something real quick. And he's just like, what are you talking about? So why are you so nervous?
Hey, Tom, why do you have a cum sock hanging out?
Exactly. That would have been the worst if people found out about that while I was in college. I want to talk about it now, but if I had to go through that while I'm in school, I'm like, oh, you go jerking a sock again? But I got away with it. Thank Christ. I was able to walk out of there alone. But yeah, we talk about jerking off a lot on this show. So if you don't like it, just give us some feedback, and we'll throw it back. Well, yeah, you fuck off, or if you actually leave a comment and you don't like it, then maybe we'll slow down a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But feedback is feedback. So we'll move on to the third question of our 4-pack. This is a good one. We came up with this a couple of days ago. So I asked you to think about a story where you got absolutely blackout drunk, and you have to have a buddy the next day explain to you, like, do you remember what happened last night? And you're just like, no, actually, why? What happened? And then they run you through what you did. Your mindless, brainless body, full on out in the city or at the bar. And you had to find out about it the next day. What'd you do?
All right. So this was like maybe the second week freshman year. And there was this frat. I forgot what frat it was. All the frats at our school were just like biggest losers.
I forget that we even had frats. Yeah, if you're a frat at St. Joe's, then like, and you're listening to this, get out of that. Get out of that.
So they were trying to get me and one of our buddies, AJ, to pledge, and like at this point, like I said, second week, so we didn't really know anything about the frats. We're like, oh yeah, like they invited us over to like a little get together thing. Yeah, we'll check it out. And we pregame before. We split a bottle of Jack between the two of us, just shot for shot, whatever. We did that. We went to the house and had 40s there, and I drank a Hurricane, probably about 20 minutes, like real quick. And then they had a hookah, and they packed the hookah with a bunch of weed.
Oh boy!
And I just started ripping the hookah, and it was just Spin City after that. And I didn't remember anything. And I don't know, maybe about a week, 2 weeks later, I bump into the kid that invited me on campus, and he's with like one of his frat brothers, and he just goes, yo, what's up, man? What's up? Like all like excited. I'm like, oh, what's going on, man? He's like, goes to his friend, this is the kid I was telling you about. This is the kid that put his head through the wall. And I'm just like, yo, what are you talking about? And he's like, you don't remember? Like when you came over that night, like as you were walking out, you're leaving, you just like put your head through the wall. I was like, I don't remember that, but yeah, I don't remember much from that night. But that was apparently I put my head through a wall.
Fucking wall, and you were okay the next morning, where you don't even remember it.
I mean, like my head hurt, like I had a hangover, but that was about it. Like I didn't think anything else of it. I thought it was a bad hangover.
Oh man, yeah, I got that beat. I got it beat. It was. I don't black out often because I normally only drink beer. I'm a big beer guy, and when I drink like a ton of beer, then like I'll still remember pretty much everything from the night before. It's always like a brownout. But there was one.
It's hard to black out from beer.
Yeah, you have to have liquor, you know. Yeah. But the story, I mean, it's happened to me a couple of times. But the best one, I was at Rowan University visiting all my friends, and one of my buddies, he was doing a DJ competition at this bar called Landmark. We had one at St. Joe's. The main one, though, the originals in Glassboro, New Jersey. Shout out. But he was doing a DJ competition. And because he was entered as a DJ, he got like 40 coupons for free Red Bull vodkas. Right. So
nice.
I was very poor when I was like hanging out with them at Rowan. Like my mom's credit card like deal, I abused that the year before and she took it away. So I really had to scramble. So everybody's like, oh, I'll give those to Tom. Like, you know, because that way we don't have to pay for his drinks. I was like, all right.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I mean, of course, that sounds good to me. I mean, like liquor is liquor. I just want to get drunk and because I'm not going to enjoy you DJing. Like it's not my scene. So anyway, I blacked out.
You froze for a second.
Oh, you wrote it down.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Start. You don't have to start all the way over.
No, I'll pick it right back up.
Right from where you were poor.
Yeah. All right. So I was poor as fuck, and they were like, "Hey, just give most of the tickets to Tom, so that way we don't have to pick up his tab, you know, like we always have to during this summer." I was like, yeah, it sounds good to me. You know, either way, I would like to get drunk, please. Like, okay. So when we got there, all I had was coupons for Red Bull vodkas. So I had a bunch, right? So you're pretty much like completely caffeinated and completely blackout drunk when that happens. I haven't had one since. So the next morning I woke up with shat pants. No joke. I had shat pants because apparently I had taken Molly the first time with the Red Bull vodkas.
That's
it was a bad one too. It was like a lot. Like you're taking like a bad dump where you just like wipe and you wipe. And
yes,
you wipe.
Yes. Unfortunately,
yeah, it was one of those. Just like it was like a half of a turd hanging out, and like you have to do 3 or 4 flushes if you really want to make
snapped.
BM snapped is exactly what happened. And I was like, oh my God, I just shat my pants. What happened? They're just like, you don't remember anything? I was like, now that I actually have to sit back and reflect on why I shat my pants, no. The last thing I remember is before we left. Like, all right. So what happened was we went to Justin's DJ competition at the bar, and you started slamming Red Bull vodkas. So then the next thing that they knew, they lost me. Like apparently I was drunk and somebody was like assigned to like one of my buddies to make sure I didn't do anything stupid, and they fucked up. So they look over and it's me sabotaging the DJ's computer, trying to put Electric Light Orchestra on. I'm like, no, it's a good song. I'm telling you, it's a really good song. And they're like, you don't get it. It's a DJ competition, you fucking. I'm not taking requests. I'm not like that kind of DJ. And I was like desperately trying to put it on. And the bouncer like came over and he's like, you're fucking out. And I was just like, hey, I didn't mean it. It's just a good song. Like, you know, I'm sorry. And he's like, all right, fine. You got 2 strikes. 3 strikes, you're out, and I'm keeping my eye on you. I was like, all right, fine. So then I walked up to this chick and just spanked her in the ass. And I was like, I'm kicking myself out. So that's what my buddy JT saw me. Because he was the one who was responsible for watching me. He saw me get kicked. Saw me get kicked out, and he saw me kick myself out. And then he went to follow me, and then I had a smoke. So he's like, "All right, hold on, have a smoke. I got to go in and tell Bill like that you got kicked out, and then we got to come out and we got to go home." I was like, "Okay." So then he goes in, and then apparently when he came back, I was gone. I was out, and they had no idea where I was, and they were calling my phone frantically, and I wasn't answering. So then they were like, "Fuck it, he's maybe not as drunk as we thought, and he's making his way back to the house because it's only right down the street."
Yeah.
So they go back in, maybe have a couple more drinks, and then they leave like 30, 40 minutes later. And then they get a call from my phone, and they're just like, Tom. And it's just like this random guy. And he's just like, yeah, who's this? And they're like, oh, this is Bill. This is Tom's buddy. And he's like, yeah, I got Tom here. He's on my stoop. We're at like yada, yada, yada. And he's fine, but he's very drunk and he won't stop high-fiving me. I think you need to come pick him up and take him home. And they did. And then Bill said when they came to pick me up, I gave the guy like 25 more high fives, gave him a hug, and then got in the car. And the guy came into the car and he was just like, hey, Tom's not a bad guy. Drunk as he is, we were having a great night, and he came and tried to ruin it. We never did find out what I did till like, because apparently I went in and like ruined this random guy's. Like I came and thought I thought it was Bill's house, and I knocked on the door and they let me in. I just like sat in on the party. But yeah, that's my tale.
There you go.
Yeah. So the final question of the 4-pack is a little question. It's a little throwback to Barstool, the 6, 12, 18, 24 challenge. So you have those numbers you have to distribute between jerk-offs, donuts, beers, and miles. So do you want to go first, or would you like me to go first?
I'll go first.
Go
I
for it.
mean, right
What
off
are you
the
gonna
bat, I gotta do the 6-mile run
Mhm.
because that's gonna be a struggle.
Okay.
That's goes without saying. I haven't ran.
Miles are the worst. I can't run 6 miles.
Yeah,
I'll get to my shit in a minute, though.
Okay. Well, so I go the miles. Then I think I gotta go jerk off 12 times.
What's the most you've ever jerked off in a single day, Tones? Nowhere close to 12.
No, but that's because I wasn't trying for 12.
Nobody can try to jerk off 12 times. It's not physically possible for a man to jerk off 12 times unless
Now,
you
hold
are
on,
completely drugged up.
Like, have you ever just have you ever just jerked off and just kept going until you came a second time?
No. I've seen that in a lot of pornos, though. Hey-o!
Hey, yo. I've attempted it before, but I mean,
It sounds tough.
But-
No, once I'm done, I'm just like, no.
but like, there's no way I'm running 12 miles, so I have to do 12 jerk offs.
You don't have to run. You can walk, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I already walk like
It's
8
just
a
miles
day.
in general. Like, I'm not going to run like
Oh.
6 miles either. Like, it's just a whole bunch of, I can walk the fuck out of 6 miles, I think.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I walk close to 10 miles a day every day with my
There you
job,
go. So
like,
does that change shit?
that does change it a little bit. Yeah, so I guess I got to flip that because I thought it was running. So, okay. So I'll go 6 jerk offs, 12
smart.
miles.
When it's donuts,
I gotta
and
go.
beers
Yeah, I
left.
gotta go 18 beers and 24 donuts. I guess. I mean,
24 donuts.
it's a lot of donuts, but I feel like I can put a donut down easier than I can a beer. Like when it
Yeah.
comes to it, like I don't know. That's what I got. What are you thinking?
See that? Yeah, this is where I would thrive because I can drink a ton of beer. So I'm going to do 24 beers. I'm going to do 18 miles. I'm going to walk them. So this is my whole strategy. I'll wake up at midnight. Well, I'll wake up a little bit before midnight and I'll start at midnight. I have to have a track or something that's 1 mile that I have to do 18 times, and I have to have a porta potty accessible. So that way I can either jerk off or piss. I would have a couple beers along the way, maybe, but I'd have to eat 12 donuts. Okay. And then 6 jerk offs. And then what am I missing? It's 20. So it's 20. Yeah, I'm going to have 24 beers, 18 miles, 12 donuts, and then 6 jerk offs. So I have to jerk off 6 times. It's going to be tough, but I'm just going to walk around a mile-long track 18 times from midnight. And it'll probably take me about, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 hours, somewhere around there. But meanwhile, while I'm walking that 18 miles, I'll have a couple of donuts and a couple of beers and a couple of jerk offs. But once I'm done with that, it's celebration time. I'm going to be drinking fucking beers from like noon until 11:59 p.m. I'll be chugging beers, and then I'll have a couple donuts along the way with the assistance of maybe some pot. I don't know. You didn't hear that from me. Maybe we'll boot that out. And then the jerk offs are going to be tough to get in there. 6 is a lot. I work from home a lot, and you get a lot done when you work from home, but you also get a lot of jerking off. We have a very relaxed jerking off policy in this household. So I could do it. I think I have done 5 times before working from home. So you have to, from 1 o'clock until 11:59, schedule them nicely. But I think I could do it. I really genuinely think I could do it. It's just walking 18 miles is like walking from Asbury Park, New Jersey to Wall, New Jersey. So when you think about it like that, it's a little intense. As long as it's just simple. Yeah. Well, it's like walking from Manhattan to I don't know what 18 miles is way bigger than like we think. It's a long way.
It's for sure.
Yeah. So that would take a lot out of you. But that's what I would do. I think I think it would be phenomenal content if I could actually get a camera crew, a mile-long track, and a porta potty.
Well, I mean, tracks are like a quarter mile. So you just
I can do that, but it's a mental thing. Or I just have to walk around this 18 times.
You just aren't like some of the horse tracks like a mile?
Yeah, I need one of those babies. But I
Yeah.
also got to get a porta potty out on the side so that way I can dip in there and just be like, hold on, I got to like rub one out real quick. And then like once I'm done, give me a donut and I'll walk around again and I'll wash down with a beer. And then by the time I'm done with the 18 miles, I'll have like, 7 donuts to go, 5 jerk offs to go, and then the rest is beer. The rest is just a good time.
I feel like by like the 10th mile and like the 12th beer, you'll just be like, yo, fuck this. I'm not walking anymore.
Not if your head's in the right place. And it's going to be pitch black. It's going to be, by the time you're at that point, it's going to be like 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. I mean,
you got to commit a whole day of your life to this.
I mean, no matter how, I mean, the way you're the way you're like saying how you're going to do it, it sounds like it's only going to take you like 10 hours and you'll be done. You'll be chilling the rest of the day.
No, the beers, I mean, I can drink those beers. I've done 24 beers many times, and I'm not proud of it, but I can guarantee you I can do that. It's just a matter of like how fast I can finish this 18 miles. And the donuts, I mean, donuts fill you up more than anything. It's just straight up fried dough.
Yeah.
It's just bread. And it's
that's
it's so hard to
eat. Thing is that mixed with the beer, like it's just so filling.
Exactly. That's why you have to have donuts while you're walking, and you can and that's when you're doing that, and hopefully your body's working right. You have to take a huge shit after a couple of donuts. You stop at that Porta John, take a dump, okay, and then you get out and you keep walking. Maybe you have a beer, and then you rub one out. And I think that's how I would do it. I really think I could, but I'd have to get paid like a good amount of money to do it.
What would you do if like you're walking around this mile-long track and you're like halfway through and the porta potty's on the other half and you really gotta shit? you gotta go a half a mile before you can shit again.
I'd just run across it and just like while I'm taking a huge dump, have somebody measure how long that run from wherever I was to the bathroom was, and then I can get a head start on the track and then just pick up from there. I've thought this all through. I can do it.
Okay. All right. If you say so.
If we ever get money to get a camera and a Porta John and we can rent out a track and bring beers to it and donuts, then I'll do it. I will set that up. But that's the 4-pack of questions, and that's the show. That's all we've got on this Saturday edition. It's about, what time is it? What time we got right now?
About
7:25 on the nut.
Yeah.
7:25 on the nut. Oh man, I'm kind of drunk. We're gonna wrap it up, but we're gonna try to do Saturday shows every week. Saturday shows are just gonna be fun, little, just some fun questions to answer. But like we say in every show, please give us your feedback, because we have no idea ever if these shows are good. We feel that they're good, so that's why we keep doing them. But if somebody says, no, they're not good, I'm going to ask you why, and then you could tell us, and then we'll tweak it. Yeah. But please follow us. You have to search Tom and Tones on iTunes. We're going to try to work on getting it to be TNT, just easier to get. But for now, go on iTunes, search Tom and Tones, subscribe, unsubscribe, and subscribe again. And that's the show. Tones, what do you got? Any post-show thoughts?
Yeah, no, I mean, just got some basketball tonight. Probably lose a little bit more money.
I'm out after Wombus. That was a devastating low-key fucking horse race.
Well, that's what you get for betting on Wombus. What a dumb fucking name.
$100 race. I don't know why I did that. That was way beyond my max. Just wanted to do it for this show.
You guys aren't going to hear this because we're going to edit it out, but he was like thinking about betting. I was like, I'm going to put 50. He's like, oh shit, I did it twice. All right, fuck it, we're going 100.
I accidentally deposited way too much money into my TVG account. Yeah. And I was like, fuck it. It will be good for the show. I was very confident on Wombus. I always wait for all the horses to walk out, and I look at them, and I saw that 4-horse Wombus, and I was like, that's a good fucking horse. Normally, I've been good with that this year. I've been, solid since last year on the ponies, but not good today. Lost $100. So that's pretty much the last of the gambling I'm going to do with my Syracuse money. I'm going to cash out at $66. So it's been a great week. It's since March Madness till right now as we sit, I came out with $66 extra. I'm probably going to get some dry cleaning done, or maybe get a tank of gas.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, that's more dry cleaning or more gas than you had before you started betting.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's all about. And I also got the thrill.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah. So that's TNT episode 3. Episode 3, right?
Yes,
We're going on to 4.
Let's do
Join
it.
us for episode 4. That's coming up. We're going to try to broadcast next week. Like I keep saying, please give us feedback, and we will see you next episode. Thanks for listening. We love you guys, and have a great fucking Saturday. Let's get rocked, baby.